opposition and proposition. Okay. Yeah. So the event organizer will be Shri. So we have to clap. Hey, how come? I mean, everybody clap for you. Clap. Okay. So all the best. Good luck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, classmates. Good afternoon, Mr. Joachim.
Good afternoon.
Today our debate will be starting today. I mean, at this time. So I have come out with few simple rules. Okay. It's going to be simple. Okay. No speaking when the opponents are giving out their points. Okay. Please say excuse me. Silent down, please. And then you can raise your voice based on your points, but we're not expecting arguments, so we should know the limits and boundaries. And then the last thing is listen to your opponent speaking, and then you come out with your points. After they have speak, then later you say excuse me and speak. We can do it like last week, but in a most formal way. No arguments. Okay, that's all. We are going to start our debate. So coming to okay, the first debater would be from the proposition, where our topic would be is age, matter and relationship. It will be debated from the proposition side, starting from Saya. Is age a matter and relationship? In your points and your elaboration, please.
For me, the age doesn't matter for relationships because first of all, it depends on the person, not of his age. He can be also educated. He can be also clever, like the older person, and he can think like an older person. So that's why for me it doesn't matter.
Okay. How about you?
For me, the age really matter in relationship because the older person are more experienced and knowledge to plan or to plan anything to come out a better decision. Besides that, the younger person, they are more emotional to making any decision without planning. For example, when the older person and the younger person discuss together to come up any decision, the older person force the younger person to accept the decision that the older person has made, and the older person don't want to listen to any advice or opinion from the younger person because the older person feel that itself are more experienced than the younger person. Besides that, the younger person also will feel that the decision made by the older person are based on their view or experience or knowledge without analyze the problem or discuss with the younger person. So they are between the younger person and the older person, the views are totally different. So how they're going to come up with a good decision?
Okay, that's all. So thank you very much. Based on what they have said, as far as from the proposition side, she's explaining about being clever, educated in young age doesn't matter in relationship. They can have a relationship with this type of thinking and mentality, where about our opponent has came out at a point saying about age is a matter with older person thinking about experience from older person's view. They don't listen to anyone, but they tend to make good decisions like because they experience more by years. It can be said under the generation of gaps as well. So they are more capable of making better decisions. But we could hear from other opponents as well about their opinions and point of views. So we can start from the opposition as well. So what's your point?
For me, I think age does matter in a relationship because young people do not have the experience to make it through a relationship, and age bring experience, and we can depend on that to help us make good decisions. And relationship depends on good decision, and for it to be successful, we need to reply on those decisions. And while there are cases of people of very different age finding the true love in general, people are more comfortable around someone close to the same age. From the standpoint of physical attraction, it's certainly less creepy, and being of the same generation give a lot more common ground to form a bond on. So I think that this is the important factor for
Relationship. So how about this? How
I
will you know
think
this?
the age is not a matter.
Okay.
The maturity is a serious factor in relationship, but would like to point out that not necessarily determined by the age. For example, a 50 years old and a 20 years old could be in a relationship at the same maturity of the level. So in conclusion, age does not matter in relationship. The only determining factor is love and the happiness. And for us to say it is wrong for a 50 years old and the 20 years old marry, it is not. We can judge the married people because they have their different races.
Matrimonials are not judged by ages and levels of experience. She's trying to say about maturity. But you are explaining about cases in fightings, generally in families, after getting married in such a gap of age. Young age is not experienced, they can't help you in each another. So you are actually pinpointing of age, whether it's a matter or not. So we can ask about other opinions in whether these maturity levels are actually determined by the gap or the people itself or the maturity thinking of the people. So how about you? What do you like to say about whether it's age itself? She starts first. So
For me, the age is the problem.
okay.
I come up with a question. If they have the age gap problem, what people around us will think? For example, for the partner, I have the partner for 35 and I am the 20. For the 15 years old age gap for every parent is not necessarily a good thing. Although the 35 years old man may have a mature mind and a successful career, it is possible for the woman to bring the happiness, but still because of the certain age gap, the parents will feel just out of the community child is still not have a mature thinking. Their mind is still poor, not influenced by the reality. For example, people around us such as family, they can accommodate you, accept you because they are never leave you. But for a lover in a relationship, if there is something might not get along, maybe an argument, they will choose to leave you for looking for the suitable one. That's the position of the parents. In the future, there will have a lack of communication between each other if they got a generation gap between them. They will have a hard feeling on it and will appear the bad retribution of the both sides. The parents just want their children can be understand that. Love also have a preservation period. When the relationship is just starting, you may discover that each other the advantage will be some more. But once you want to live forever, assuming that the other will not be considered, but your outlook on life, variety of value will be a huge difference. In my point of view, listen to the parents' opinion is very important. Doesn't mean that we are the mama boy or mama girl. Just because before you get a relationship, before you get a partner, you are stay with them. You are listen to their opinions. They are the one to take care of you all the times. So I think the age is very important in a relationship.
So good afternoon to everyone. Hi, I'm Leon Coley. Here, before I respond to your answer, I want to confirm again with you. Just now you said lack of communications is between my parents with my partner or me and my partner.
Because the 15 years old age.
So the lack of communication is between me and my partner. Yes. Okay, now I get it. So you say we need to listen to our parents. Yeah, that's right. Sometimes we need to listen to our parents because our parents, maybe they are experienced than us or what. But think carefully. Does your parents know what type of people you want? Maybe your parents think, oh, you need to find a guy is handsome, is rich, but you no need such thing. But maybe a guy you need is just who has a 3G. The way I think 3G I mean is not the handphone 3G. The 3G way is first guide. You need a person who can guide you, who can show you the right way. Second, guide you, who can protect you. Okay, and the third one is govern, who can influence you a good behavior, give you restraint. All these things, this is your parents don't know whether the man is suitable for you or not, whether the woman is suitable for you or not. This is not actually the age problem. Because, let's say like this, lack of communication. Okay, I don't think that is a age problem. For us, we are sitting here and our age is almost similar, right? 20, around 20 to 23, something like that. Okay, 19 to 23, something like that. But even though we are in the same situation, same culture, we have different thinking too. A very good example, our today debate activity. Same topic, but we have different thinking. You have your thinking, I have my thinking. And this all the thing is based on our personal professional. That's why we have the course personal professional development. In this personal professional is include the way you're thinking and how you communicate with others. So if you think you are 20, you are 30, I'm 20, we have lack communication, you think there's an age problem? But every day we're looking at the same people, we're doing the same thing, we are in the same modern life, right? So your thinking, your personal professional is not based on your age. It's all based on your how much knowledge you have. And
can you agree? Hi, can you agree?
let me give you an example. Like, I'm not focusing on younger or elders or men or women. Let's say now you want to search you want looking for a partner, and there is A and B there. A is 17, B is 13, but A, he know or she know in what situation she or he needs to take it seriously, but B, 30 years old, but he don't know when he should take it seriously, when he should take it easy. Which one you would choose? It's not based on the age, not based on the woman or man. It's just you just based on the way they're thinking, the skill they have. All these things can be developed. So you say lack of communication. If I am elder than you, you can share with me nowadays how people communicate, and I can share with you how my thinking, how I act how I usually communicate with the others. So we can actually we can share our experience, share all the things, share our lifestyle. So in conclusion, as a ladies in a relationship, the main thing the majority ladies will consider on is the 3G man. Isn't it the man have professional, personal? That's not only ladies will think like this. I can show that a man, he also want to look a girlfriend like this, a partner like this. So in a relationship, men usually majority they will think how they feels to the girl first. And if you have a good attitude in your relationship, so age is not a method at all. That's all my opinion.
Frustrated.
And what Paul says now, yeah, I agree. In terms of the argument, you say in terms of maturity level, and you're in PPT class, you should know, okay, you're in opposition or proposition, and also the argument that she gave is basically, I think we can use for this era, for this generation. And what she said, of course, age does not matter. Okay, but of course, different individuals have different kind of perception in terms of relationship. Okay, good. Yeah.
This is all based on
Good.
individual case-to-case experience where people who tend to think individually they will different mentality,
different mindset.
That's what you said. Parents, because we're staying with parents for quite a long time, so we think that parents are capable of taking such a decision in our life, major part of life, getting to matrimonial level. So parenting level of society, I mean, people should accept the type of partners that we choose. So you're more thinking on parents giving on towards these type of, examples, and parents are actually taking upon these type of things before actually letting the child to find a good suitable partner in life. What about you?
Yeah, you have a point to say?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we start to speaking about the parents, right? So, but from my point of view, I know that the parents wishing you best, like that you should be the best person in the world, like everything.
Yeah.
But from the other hand, not your parents going to live with that person whom you choose. You are going to live. So you have only one life. So why you should live by the somebody's guidance if you have your own opinion and your own mind?
Okay, thank you very much.
But you said you have your own interests.
Yeah.
They have their decision. They can make their own decision. Okay.
So like parents are not going to be there all the while, but we are going to spend the rest of the life. So as far as she said, the level of communication is based on the partners and how far the knowledge and partners believing in attitude. She's mainly said about 3G, is it? Yes, 3G. It's not something which has been very listening, it's something new. Yeah, but this is different. That is the guide, guard and govern, is it?
Yeah.
That the thing? Okay, parents wouldn't know the guy, but the girl or the guy would know the partners. See, that will be a different thing. So we could continue with our proposition. Eva, what is your point of view in terms of age?
For me, age doesn't matter in relationship. For example, one person, the man is 30 years old and the woman is 20. Okay, for now, maybe you will see, wow, what the old guy. But does it matter when the man is 50 years old and the woman is 40? It doesn't matter. They live long time together. They are communicate with each other. They know the way of the living of each other, so they can take care of each other because even it's different age, but they love each other, so it's not matter. Okay, take it opposite that the woman is 50 years old and the man is 40. Also, it doesn't matter because maybe the people will say the man is so young and they will not be that much mature than like the woman. But actually, mature or no, it depends on the people that they have enough experience or no, and but also their knowledge. That if the people go through enough things that they got enough experience, it doesn't matter that mature or not. It's mature, and for me, it doesn't matter. That's it.
So how would you oppose that?
First, I hope everyone can understand what I mean because my English is poor.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. I think it is problem
Okay.
because when two people fall in love, they face emotional problems. But when they really get married, daily happenings and other issues let them produce their difference. Because of the larger age gap between two people living in a time different and the contact different things resulting in values, attitudes and so different. At this time, they will not compromise each other's feelings. When they argue for the one thing that has no result, it will affect their feelings. So we cannot just because of love to together, but also consider the age of each other.
Okay. So what she's saying about is love. Love emphasizes everything. Love is something important, and she doesn't care whether the society says something or not. It's the level of maturity and living along together, and the communication level between these types of partners. So age is not a gap for you. What about you? You could say about age is an emotional problem if it's such a big gap. it could bring out issues, no compromise between the partners, fight for no reasons without any results. Okay, so at last we could not know what's happening to the love.
Excuse me.
Yep.
That if say about love is the problem that and the communicate, that if the age is problem means one is older, one is younger.
Yes.
So our parents also is older than us a lot, but they love us and we love them. If age is problem, will we against them a lot and hurt them? That's the person that we love. We will not against them, right? That's hurt. That's it.
So this love has been beyond matrimonial, came back to family members. We were speaking about family between the child and the family decision. Family decision. So we would start the questions from the Gabriel.
Don't so focused that it's very scared.
So,
Okay, what's in your term?
I believe that many people agree on teenager is not enough mature to handle everything.
Okay.
And thus, don't you think that an elder people will take advantage on the teenager in terms of relationship and guide them to a wrongdoing? Besides that, I think that not many women would be happy to bring her BF, her boyfriend, went out and being asked that, is that your son? I don't think many women will be happy on that. And besides that, another point is, I don't agree on that we don't need about parents' guidance, because if that thing is obviously wrong and your parents said about that, and because you're interested in it and you ignore them, it wouldn't be that right to do it. And I have one question is that, let's say I'm 20 years old and I fall in love with 20 years old girls, why everyone scold me about it? I mean, when I'm 22 years old or 22 years old, I fall in love to a girl which is 12 years old, 11 years old. Why everyone scolded me about that? But they insist that age is not matter in relationship. Why? I don't understand. That's all.
Okay. Like in what way you're telling people? You're 20 years old and 12 years old.
Let's say I'm 22 years old and fall in love to a girl which is 12 years old. But everyone is angry about that. Why? I don't understand why. But they insist that age is not really matter in a relationship. So why everyone being so angry? Yeah.
Or you're a younger girl, school in primary school.
Why?
Why?
Is there any proposition you want to?
Okay. First of all, you're 22 years old and you fall in love with a girl that 11, 12 years old. First, I would say well done. Well done. Okay. But for now, maybe it's problem. But when you are 42 years old and the girl is also 20 something, 30, 40, yeah, 42. So does it matter? It's not matter already. If when the girl 11, 12 years old, you fall in love with her, I can say, well done.
Is there something like that? Sarcastic.
No.
So, excuse me, and like just now my partner said, I can't imagine that how can you fall in love with such little girl, but but everything will come back to one point. That is your attitude. How is your attitude in this relationship? What you want to get from the girl? Why? Because people around us maybe will say, yeah, why he fall in love with a little girl? What he will do for the little girl? That's a problem. If you have such thinking like sexual, of course all of us will not support your relationship. But if you have a good attitude and in this relationship, you can guide the girl you can protect the girl, so you can give the girl have motivation, get a good study in her study life, make her success in her life. That's another topic already.
And let me see. Yeah, actually, how my partner say, the loving little babies, it's the crime, and and it's a different situation when you fall in love with the 12 years old girl and like you are 32 and the girl is 22, right? So this is a different situation, and it makes the actually this is the different. But if your partner is 10 year older, I mean, or younger than you, it not says that your partner is like don't know what should she do or something, because she have your own opinion and she know that you love her, like you can protect her and you can give her everything, and she choose you, right? So, and actually, yeah, the 12 years old baby, you make me actually very like confused.
So do you still think that it's not a problem that I fall in love with a 12 years old?
Depends on your thinking.
That's your problem. Not the girl problem.
So why society doesn't allow that to happen?
Yeah.
Because loving babies is a crime.
Yeah.
So it's come back to age is really matter in relationship.
Look, 18 years old girl, right? She can do everything. She's already on age and everything, but 12 years old girl, she's the baby. She doesn't know.
She mind.
Yeah, her mind is, she's thinking like a little baby, but 18 years old girl, she's much older and she's thinking is different. Find the difference between the 12 years old girl's thinking and the 18 or 20 years old girl thinking. So what?
So how do you say that 12 years old thinking is not same with 18 or 19 years old thinking? How do you
more
decide?
Experience. First of all, they finished their high school.
You're asking the answer now.
The first, the main is that she finished the school, and after that she had her own way, right? The parents given her a little bit of freedom, and she can choose with whom she wants to be. But the 12 years girl, it's the, I don't know what should I say.
Yeah, I mean, I agree to your point. Can you imagine a 12 years old girl falling in love, maybe at 19 years, 20 years old? I just want to ask a question.
Yeah, example.
Do you allow your daughter to age of 12 years old to love a guy?
Yeah, that's why age really matters in a relationship.
Okay, now let's see our opponent, what she can say about it. What's your point? What do you think about that?
And just as he mentioned about the man who has a much younger or what, that said by the relationship counselor and psychologist Julia Cross, a man who has a much younger, very attractive partner will see it as a vindication of his masculinity, okay. And also, a woman who gravitated to the older men may find them more attractive, mature, and stable. She may think an older man is well suited to her taste because she wants to be cared for in a style she imagines she deserves. And also, they must be prepared for the backlash. If you are confident enough that your relationship is the true love, and all you do is to give it time and hope that they will accept the relationship, and instead you decide to follow what they say, like they're talking about the and also if the older partner might have a younger or the younger partner who has a also which is they are more mature
than the eldest people also possible, right? And if about the set height, and depending on your stage, you may be under the age of consent, the age that legally determine how old you can to be agreed to accept. If you are sexually active or thinking about having sex, keep this in mind. In most states, the age of consent range from 16 to 18, and for example, in New York, the age of consent is 17. Be sure to check your state sex the laws. Just to mean the too simple has said with the youngest law. Okay, that's best.
For his answer, for the opposition answer, it's infinity present because it revolves of the age gap. So because when we turn back the plate to 12 to 20, it's a very difficult thing for anyone to answer. So it's like infinity towards that. Very critical to come out to think even what should we face and say about that. But other than that, as what you have said,
no more speak theories.
Young women or anyone could go for attractive men, mature older, they must be prepared for backlash. That's one of the examples that you see. And older partners maybe tend to think more mature than even the parents itself, or any other categories of ages. In US, is it the 17-year-old illegal activity, illegal relationship, according to what I'll say, the problems arises from that. But towards his answer, it's quite infinity. Yes, what do you could say about that?
Okay, just now Gabriel got mentioned about we have to take parents' advice. I'm not really agree with that because yes, parents' advice is quite important, but we just can take it like a comment, and you have to think back. Isn't it the advice is really useful, better for me, or the advice is just better for my parents' thinking? And you say just now you say maybe you bring your boyfriend go out, and then others people you see, why you bring your son go out, right? This is quite unfair. Some people he is 30 years old, but his face look like 20, 18. Some girls, even though some girls is only 18 years old, but she look like 24, 25. So our face, how we look like our face, also is not based on our age. If you say like this, maybe, oh, you see, you don't know the boy age, but you already consider the boys is elder than the girl. That's unfair for certain people who look mature.
Okay, this also talks about your face cuts and looks. Yes.
Yeah.
Younger people, they look very old.
Okay, that's all.
Younger people, they look very old for the age. Older people, you young. So it's all about complexion and face cuts. Okay.
So still think that he looks younger than me and I do care. So age really matter, right? If you care about that, you look
No,
related to age.
I
Really?
didn't mention that I care how age he is.
But the look is related to age, right?
But everyone look is different. We will find someone look more younger, but her attitude, she attitude is quite bad. Of course,
The
you
level of
won't.
thinking, maturity level.
Yeah.
I can't find a boy that is 20 years old that look like 50 years old. I can't
Of
find
course,
any.
nothing is 100% in this world.
Okay, this is also about perfection, huh? How people look. Perfection looks. So, okay, we could ask second about your points of view.
For me, age doesn't matter in a relationship.
Okay.
And my question is,
Okay.
if an older person has a maturity thinking than a younger person, will they be able to communicate well? And therefore, there will be a lot of argument between them, and these differences can affect that relationship. Based on the research by Robert R. Serra from Army War College, most of the relationship which an older person with a younger person cannot be communicated well, or failure in their conversation due to the generation gap. It is because an older man has a maturity thinking than a younger woman. Even there's no generation gap, their interests will be different. An old man might not has the same interest with a young woman, and it is same goes to a young woman. Yeah, as in the long term, there will have a barrier between them. For example, a 50 years old man and a 25 years old woman plan to have some activities after the dinner, and the younger woman suggests to go to clubbing to have some drinks, but the older man prefers to have a romantic walk in a nearby garden. And at the end, who to follow who and who will be happy, and all the points and example I mentioned above is the problem that may spoil the relationship.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What can you oppose to that? Yes, I mean you can come on the question before I
Okay. So you say that the girl is 20, right?
Yes. The guy is 50.
25 and guy is 50. If they already start their relationship, so what are you talking about? It means that they already have something to talk about, right? It means that they have already same way of thinking and same way of discussing something.
Mutual understanding.
Yeah, mutual understanding.
Yeah, interests will be different.
But if their interests different, why they start their relationships?
Okay. There are many relationships happens that they doesn't have any mutual understanding, but they still fall in love with each other. This is just a feeling, right?
For example?
There's a lot of relationships.
What do you mean?
For example?
I means that there's a lot of couple that fall in relationship but doesn't really have same interest or something like that, but they still fall in love. They're still in a relationship.
So how?
Malaya, so how?
What is the reason why they're together?
Be specific.
I thought love is a feeling, not a fact.
So from the example you give me, and I can get it, you are already agreed on what I said. Men are considered a relationship. Men is considered how they are feeling, how they feel to the girl.
Yeah. In the first sight, it must depends on the feeling, right? But the longer the
But
relationship.
just now you say it's based on the feeling only. So now you want to say about the feeling or another? There's another topic, you know.
You let me finish first. Alright, finish. Calm down.
Mr. Tempak.
Calm down, okay? At first sight, all people depend on the feeling. I don't deny that. But as a relationship run longer, right? The age difference really matter in this because you don't have any comments, any mutual interest or something like that. So the feeling doesn't really matter anymore.
So like what my partner say just now, all the problem can be settled.
Let's say the problem can't be settled and break up.
That's the bad
Don't capture me.
Mr.
That's something very much different. Okay. According to what I can say, it's all about maturity and communication, as well as all the opposition are sharing the same common thing. In a survey in Army War College, right? Okay. The author has explained about generation gaps, about the ages where likes and dislikes are different, and varies as well as his partner explains. Feeling in love and falling for it is something different, but going through end of the life is also a part and parcel of your life as well. So it changes according to the time, but they support it in a way that they could settle down in any ways. The mutual agreement and understanding between both couples can be done based on the situation. So how about you, Lam? What you could say about your view towards this one day?
Okay, when people fall in love, they don't necessarily take age into the considerations. Okay, as what Howard said just now is the first point I get it is the force young girl to accept
elder people opinions with more experience, right? Okay. Sometimes if the younger person have the maturity thinking, or they can communication well, how you going to say that the elder person will force him or her?
Because the old person feel that they are more experienced than the younger person.
How about if they communication well, very well?
How they communication well? Because their view are totally different.
Can you communicate with your father or mother?
No, I think for the couples, right? Their living style, their fashion, their trend are totally different. Their habits, how they're going to.
It depends on how you communicate. Okay, if you can communicate well, any problem can be settled. Okay.
So if you can communicate, how you going to communicate with the older between the younger? How you communicate? Can you give any example?
Speaking. From the lifestyle.
So how you going to?
What? Okay. You just okay. They can give out their own opinions. Won't be forced actually.
Opinion can.
How elder person to force? Okay. Did your mother force you to say anything? You can reject what? Right? Okay.
Because the younger person the thinking are quite emotional. You know? So the older person they need to guide the younger person, right? So they like force them lah. So the younger person also need to listen their opinions, right?
Then if the opinion is good, it can be accepted. If the elder person wouldn't come with 100% right opinion, right?
I can't do it.
No. Okay. The second one is younger people less social experience, make mistake in many decisions. This one if the relationship with the elder person can guide them. Okay. Age is problem. Jenny said 35 years old man with 20 years old woman. The 35 years men have the maturity mind, but due to the age gap they can't communicate well, right? Okay. If it depends on how they communicate also. Okay. If my girlfriend is 35 years old, I can communicate with her well also. As long as we have the same topic. Okay.
The same interest.
The same topic, same interest to communicate. Okay. Gabriel said fall in love with a 12 years old girl. I think that is what in Japanese call is lolicon, which only love the little girls. Okay, because the girl is below the age of majority, so your personal problem. Okay. So
So you say that the girl is not reach the maturity level. So actually matter lah. You need to be older to get to reach the maturity, right?
not only the maturity, she is under the age.
So under the age, right?
Of maturity, majority.
Under the age, right? So age really matter in relationship lah. Since under the age, what?
No, that's what law says.
Huh?
Where's law says? Not law says.
Why law says it not?
Then what need to ask
Why?
the government?
She is below 18, right?
Why? Why law
She
says
is
that?
below 18. In law, you cannot. You can't marry her, right?
Why below 18 cannot go into a relationship?
No.
Government said it.
They said your partner said that below 18 is not able to go into a relationship.
Okay, 12 years old and you're 22 years old, okay, just 10 years different. Just make it 50 and 40 years old, also 10 years different. Does it matter?
Yeah, but my question is 22 and 12, right?
But your 12 is too much. Well done. How come it's much?
Too much well done.
Excuse me,
Media half, media half.
See my
Ui,
boss come.
your boss come already. Dun, 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 dun.
It told there's 22 and 12, 10 years different, no matter, and 50 years old and 40 years old, no matter. Okay, according to the Malaysian Human Resource Department, which is stated in Putrajaya, humans can be categorized into three things: youngsters, teenagers, and adults. And what Mr. Gabriel was trying to show us is youngsters category, and what you are shooting on is adult category. Okay, in these three category, we have a three consequence. Okay, for examples, for the people who are fall in relationship in the age gap in the youngsters, there's a different consequence. For the people who are falling in love in the teenager, there should be a different consequence, and for the adults as well, for the different consequence. So, the moment you're coming out with your statement, I think you should be very careful. You're talking about which category, first of all. Second, the moment you come out with the statement that you are deliver should be very clear according to the age gap. The example, same goes to you, Mr. Gabriel. That's what I'm trying to come up. Thank you. So now you are very clear, what I'm trying to say. Because don't mix up the kids, the youngsters and the adults. There's a difference. If he fall in love with the youngsters, that's totally out of the, I don't say out of the topic, it's out of the scenario. And you coming out with the adults, same goes to, it's out of the scenario. So we have to be very particular in what statement that we are delivering in order to the opponent and a proposition to understand the question very well and answer in a very, very well proper manner. Thank you.
Okay.
I think I want to explain more details about that.
Okay.
What we are standing on is not 30, 40, that 10 years. We are not standing on the 10 years age gap. We are standing on you fall in love with a 12 years old little girl.
Okay.
That is a problem. That's not an age problem. That is your attitude problem. That's not. Yeah, what Gajan said is right. We have three categories, right? But we are not standing on that. What we are trying to say is that is wrong because you love a 12 years old girl. No matter how old you are 18, you fall in love with a 12 years old girl. That's wrong because it's illegal. Underage, case jenayah.
Immoral activity.
Yeah.
This is an immoral activity. Fall in love with child.
It's immoral.
Because this is.
think the guy is unhealthy.
A normal person will not fall in love with a little girl.
And when you ask why, I thought, how come you're sitting here in the college?
I'll ask you why. Since you all insist that age does not really matter.
But it's not age matter what? It's already.
It's not about age already. It's about your personality. What happened to you? Why must 12 years old baby?
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Mr. Shooting.
It's all about level of maturity, attitude, and how and who did that. So it could be an infinity question because we are speaking about the 10 years difference back this age, and then we bring back to this age. It's a lot of difference. It's a big gap.
Huge gap. Yeah,
Huge
very
gap.
huge
That's the
gap.
thing.
So if you want to bring in a 10 years old for this debate topic, I think it's not really the thing that you have to take into consideration. Because 10 years old you are bringing, because we are talking about 18 up to 20.
So that's the categorization that
Yeah,
is
that's
mentioned.
why I told you all, your friends say also, last year I told you also, it's not only getting married. So what are the other things you have to know? So, I think it's 10 years, 12 years old, it's not into this topic.
As you said earlier, forcing young girls to commit, parents insisting. But if the parents, if the girl is well educated and she can think in her own way, she will never make mistake. And if they have common interest between the partners, so that shouldn't be a problem. But certain parents, they do force. But it could be in a lovely way. I mean, okay, it can be divided, okay, in a situation, in a lovely way, but some are really forcing. And some would actually give in away because they know the feelings on the part, I mean, the child or the guy, it's something different. So the parents would give in away. So, what do you want to say about it in your way, in your points?
Good afternoon, all.
Good
Just now,
afternoon.
all mentioned the young guys and the old woman, or the young woman with the young guys. Now I will change a bit the topic. Do you think early marriage or late marriage will be a problem in a relationship? My point is I would not be a problem in a relationship. When the biological age or mental of the couple, we have seen a lot of ideally age gap. Couple success is while others fall in their relation. On the other hand, we have also a lot of no ideally age gap couple success and some fail too. But we can draw a certain degree of conclusion that within the legal bounds, biological age has nothing to do with the success or future of the relationship. Having said that, it does follow that there should be no boundaries when one or both of the couple is underage or overage. This couple has been comfortable with the emotional side of their relationship tend to success more than anybody else. Futures almost couples to settle their individual difference have led to pattern indicating with emotional stability from either or both. And also it was nothing that, in my opinion, true love is immune to time and space, and age gap is just for one of the derivatives of time. Maybe some failed relationships are being blamed to inappropriate age gap if it exists because the most easy reason for non-thinker. But when they look at the real situation and the real reason, you will understand that what happened transmit in the relationship period for failing is not related to gap age. Maybe a relevant issue with not getting a relationship in every young or old age. That's my point.
So, what would you say about that? From start, like, it's not about age, it's about not about early issues. From start, when you mention early and late marriage, certain degree in biological features doesn't actually matter. It's all about how you give time and space to your relationship to develop. So, in your opinion, what do you do?
Okay. Before that, a very good afternoon to all my opposition friends and the proposition friend as well. A very good afternoon, Mr. Joaquim, and the event organizer, Mr. Sri. Okay. I was listening to your statement that you delivered to me. So the moment you spoke about the late or early marriage is considered in the adults category. Am I correct? Okay. Before I'm going to talk about the consequence of the late marriage or early marriage, let me talk about what caused to make that particular incident happen. Okay. According to my research, which is done by Brown University in UK, what are the professor which is one of the concern was relationship with age disparities, in some culture perceive. Okay, so the culture plays a bigger role. Different people of perceptions. Second, and sexual, financial, and social in nature. Okay, it all depend about the atmosphere which is happening over there, and the late marriage consequence might be the case wealth and the physical attractiveness are often relevant. Okay, and we spoke. All right. I was totally agree with all the proposition side, which is when you talk about the ages doesn't matter in a relationship. Most of you try to talk about the believe each other, the love, and let me okay. I was totally agree with that, but let me come up with some survey which is I've done. In the Europe, most married women, they are married with the 3 years younger than them. This study was released in 2003, which is done by the United Kingdom Officer for the National Statistic. What the statistic shows that the tendency of get higher divorce rate are very high compared the people avoid the divorce is very less. Okay, for the woman, the late marriage, the biggest the biggest impact for the woman was the tendency of to get pregnancy were very low, which is important to the each and every family we are trying to concern about it. Okay, and you are talk about the being comfortable in the relationship. I was admit with your point, but according to the attachment theory ZY, which is done by Bernard Apple in 1993, what he trying to say that humans are not perfect. Human is something like collaboration of sadness, anger, happy, pride, and egoism. Okay, when we are in the relationship, we are most of the time we are happy, we are take the opinion each another, but the moment you should remember, each and everyone should remember one thing. The moment we are in the start the relationship is something like we plant a new tree. Okay, we plant a new tree. Okay, so it might be look very fresh in the earlier stage, but the moment the anger, the pride, the egoism took part in this category, it's depend on the it's depend on the personal perception how they're going to handle this. And most of us, we're talking about the instant situation, and I'm talking about the future situation. Okay, this is what I'm trying to mean, that the statistic shows that, which is Lala was explaining to me, that about it was a happiness for them. But if you see the national statistic which is done by the UK government, Lala, the people are together with the age. The people who don't care about the age is 35% out of the 65% to tendency get high divorce around the world. Okay, around the world. Okay, and I didn't say that. I didn't say that it's wrong to have an age. This is something like individual perception as well. But if you talk about the global, it's it's considered it's out of the scenario we are talking about it. Okay, and 65% that tended to get high divorce in the 2009, 10, and 11, which is done by the research. Okay, thank you.
Based on what he has said, the difference that can be found is different. Delegation of continents went from Asia have their own way, living life. America, Europe, Africa, and many other countries. They are more towards these type of things, respectively, sexually, financially, and this atmosphere plays a vital part. And speaking about scientific level, late marriage could often could be a biggest problem for the family if they want to start a life. So to have babies and start a new family is something big problem as well. But and also he has come out with his surveys for high divorce in globally, 35% on 65% globally. So and he also mentioned that human beings are full of collaboration, with emotional. So we're not speaking about the first seed that is going to sprout out as a tree. So it's the matter of how it grows. Every single growth is something important. So that's what he has mentioned in his own terms. As far as Suni has said, it's not about the relationship. It's about giving time and space for the couples. It's not about early or late marriage. It's about a certain degree and biological features that they preserve to have. Okay, it's about the partners itself. Okay, let's go around with Mr. Yum. Please do say what you think about.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My question is, how can you be so sure that the age gap, just as a person who is 35, who is 19, to be able to communicate without issue?
Okay.
Different stage in our life, we have different mindset. During the stage of teenager, they tend to be more playful without thinking the consequence. During the stage of adult, it will be more mature, thus it is hard for couple to communicate. Even friends also having this communication problem, nonetheless couple. Example, 18 years old and other 20 years old also finding the common topic during the communication, not to say a couple. Another example is a guy need to work and young girls studying very hard to spend time with each other to communicate. Their communication between them just like WhatsApp, text message, type of real activity is just like verbal love, loving through happiness. It is very common for a person mixed with around their age that are habit thinking topic to be similar. It is very rare that between two people their age gap to be able to communicate without any problem. Of course, there is a person able to do so, but this group of people considered as minority, thus these minorities cannot represent the whole picture. Thank you.
Okay. So, Kim, so what do you actually brought?
Because what Young just now mentioned is that actually age gap that make the relation cannot communicate well. Okay, but actually I think that is based on your personal communication skill. I think. So if your communication skill is well enough, I think age actually is just not a very big issue in a relationship. Okay, so actually now the problem that most of the relationship partners is they do not voice out their problem, their basically. Okay, they just keep it by themselves. Okay, for example, just some of the female, some of the okay, they might actually when the partner knows, okay, they trying to ask what is your problem. Okay, maybe I can help you to settle it, but they just don't want to talk about it, and they just thought that the male would automatically know what the girl is thinking about. Okay, not female, maybe some of the males also like that. Okay, so what I'm thinking that is you trying to voice out what you are facing now, the problem or any situation. So maybe the communication part will make the relationship more better. That's my point.
All right. So we can conclude in Hume's and Kino's debate in this way. Communications without issue. There wouldn't be a relationship without an issue. Okay, young people tend to be more playful, unlikely elder people that be more mature. Okay, even if it's 18, 20, any type of ages, they fight for the common topic. So it's almost the same. Guys work hard, no time for girls, is it? Yeah. Okay. So minority don't represent the old people. Okay, older guys, I mean during our parents' gap of age, they have their own state of mentality. So in that type of situation, it's something very much different compared to now. Today's modern life is almost too different from what they went through. Okay. As far as you said, personal communication is based on the partners itself. Okay, it's a level of understanding and attitudes which they commonly, mutually agree and share. Age is not a matter in that way. And he has also explained about voicing out problem. This can be said about even for girls and guys. If you speak out in your relationship without hesitating, you would find a solution rather than fighting for it. And if you come up with that type of solution, the relationship will be more better and you can have a very peaceful life. Okay? So we could continue with Chai. Okay. So what would you say about, in your opinion, what is age matter in relationship to you?
Good afternoon to everyone. The two person can become the couple. They can many causes. You can from the best friends or the easy communications, or maybe you have the same view for something, or well know each other, or someone you are talking now. Today is talking about the age. Doesn't the age is a problem? I don't think so, because human will be grow up time to time. They will change the mind time to time also, which means nowadays you think you will not accept, but doesn't mean 10 years after the 10 years you will not accept it. You understand what I'm saying, right? And some of the situation is about when you love a person, you doesn't care the age gap. You depends on the maturity, you depends all the things, its background, the financial. Have a person have said one sentence is the biggest pitfall in an age gap relationship is the jealousy and insecurity that often occurs, said by the polar horse, which means the relationship problem most probably is about you feel not safe to the person, which how the person is treating you, or this guy is going to communicate with the other girls. At the same time, in the most problem just now from the starting until now, there are much of the problem. We're all talking about the risk of health or the agreement from the parents or the financial problem or the communication skill or the age or man older than woman or woman older than man or the late marriage. Actually, it's also happen in a normal relationship. What you're saying is actually when you are same age, you're choosing the someone is the same interest with you, right? The problem actually will happen in your life also. It doesn't have a say the age is the most is a problem, no, right? Age maybe it's a problem, but it's not a major problem. All issue could be happen to anyone. And there someone is say age isn't just about the time. It's attitude and approach to life which makes someone seem youthful or age. Which means that how you thinking positive or negative for your life, you become how your behavioristic to in a relationship. It doesn't mean that your age is a problem. Is your attitude or your behavior is good, right? Is it a problem? No, I don't think so. And have a person named Mark Twain have said one sentence is age is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Age doesn't matter, it's a problem, just depends how a person thinking. And the commitment between the both parties are very important. How you are going in a relationship, how you commit with your another partner is very important. When you love a person, do you think the age you will focus, oh, you're older than me, you're older than me, you're older than me. I'm younger than you. Or you are younger than me. Is it the problem? It's the commitment, right? The person is your future partner. You live with a person in your whole life. You need to commit with the person all over the things. This is what I want to say.
Alright. Okay, what would you actually say about that?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
First, I'm very disagree about Chinese says one. For me, the age is really a big problem in a relationship. So I will provide some points that is in a situation which is a woman loves a man that younger than herself. At the first point, as times go on, woman's external beauty, which to attract men, will have a sharp decline. Thus, they will choose to do a cosmetic surgery to improve their appearance in order to get back attention from men. However, cosmetic surgery will cause undesirable side effects such as nerve damage or scarring. On the other hand, the younger man will find that his partner will slowly old, and the community pretty young girls is easily capture the hearts of their child. At this time, the hearts of men will encourage them to love another, especially when his partner make him unbearable anxiety. And the next, a woman loves a man that younger than herself is vanity causing. Since introduce a handsome young boyfriend to her friends will feel very presentable and prestige. And the young man often like women's mature, stable, consider economic stance because of their economic condition divisions. Want to adopt a stable life, or others are optimus complex, which is an unconscious feeling that a son has toward his mother. And the last point is about the fertility. If the woman led marriage and childbearing will cause a sharp decline in fertility, miscarriage rate and deformed child fertility rate increases. And because of the reason, once pregnant, it will lead to hypertension, gestational diabetes, and other complications. Not only affects the normal development of the fetus, pregnant women will be life-threatening. Therefore, in these situations, will exist a great uncertainty and risk. Once it involves in marriage, they will have to bear more responsibility and social responsibility. Thank you.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say about it, people with same views and human grow according to time as well as age grows more, they will tend to change, okay? They would be more jealousy, committed, insecure, and what you said is all the debated points are almost same in relationship. Okay, this will happen only in our life, but the love happens in our life. It's not actually a major problem in relationship. These type of problems. She has also mentioned about positive and negative as well. Attitudes and behaviors don't matter. It's about how people thinking, the both parties. If they want to focus on the love, age has never been a problem. So if they tend to think that age is a problem, then it becomes a problem itself. So it's all about positive and negative. Well, Shirley, you were more towards saying that women loves men younger. Older women tend to love younger men, but you are actually explaining about more towards scientifically, where when if they actually grow older, the shades, the beauty will decline. They will tend to go for cosmetic surgery to make sure they look pretty for these guys. But these also has disabled side effects and also scar. Partners would tend to change. They will look for more beautiful girls because these guys are in young age, presentable, economic condition, and for the women actually you are more focusing towards fertility and late marriage. Okay, if fertility is being a big problem in late marriage, there is, because in scientific it's proven late marriage could cause miscarriage and leads to hypertension and also diabetes. Okay, it's all about, you're more focusing towards the social responsibility and how people are thinking. Okay, let's continue with our with Mr. Wong. What would he say about age in a relationship as an opposition? What is your main relevant points?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Oh, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
I have two questions here.
Okay.
Do you think the elders will feel uncomfortable when the youngest expect to do? So, such as go clubbing and do some romantic things. And the second question is, if the eldest woman wants the boyfriend get married with her, and the boy only 22 years old, do you think the boy will get married with the eldest woman?
Okay, good afternoon to Mr. Joaquim and my friends.
Good afternoon.
I would like to answer the first question first. Okay, for sure, everyone knows. First of all, you must know. You don't focus too much. First of all, you must know why, okay, elder guys are going for a young, youthful women. Okay. Okay, first, young women are fun, free-spirited, energetic, and have a zest of life. Okay. So, as we know, there are a lot of benefits by going to clubbing. Majority, you can see older men, okay, in the bars, in the club, Okay, we can't say it is wrong for the age, okay, to socialize in the club and cheers with their friends. Okay, either they sit in the club or bar regarding to their work, they want to meet up with their clients, okay, and to reduce the stress of working. So I don't think so, they will be uncomfortable of it. Even this is the way how you make your relationship healthy, by making your husband happy, and it is responsible of every wife of their companion. Okay, second point, let's say, I come to your point, let's say he's not a clubbing guy, okay, but he would know before marriage or before date her what she likes and don't like. So there are possibilities for him to change for sake of their love. Okay, anyone willing to do for loved ones to make them happy? Okay, and the last one, and also Mr. Gajan. Hi. Okay. Mr. Gajan said that divorce rate is very high, right? Because of the age method.
I mean, it's not because of age matter. I mean, it's consequence of the late marriage was happening with the women. So the women who are having the late marriage so this was proven by the scientific. I mean, it's not by scientific, so doctors. So the moment the woman was married late, the tendency of get pregnancy is very, very low. Okay, no matter how, how commitment you put into the relationship, but in the end of the day, if you couldn't produce a baby for the woman, the chances for the child to get divorced is very, very high. Okay, for example, every parents, no matter from the guy side or for the woman side, the moment they want to get married, of course they want the grandchildren, they want to play with them. So just imagine the situation that which is the woman couldn't produce. The second marriage is possible. Divorce is always the first choice. I don't say it's based on my personal, it's based on the research.
Okay, I also have done some research, Mr. Gajan. A major cause of divorce is lack of communication. Okay, to avoid this, couples must celebrate love. So they have to be romantic, and for sure, to make a man satisfied, a woman should be romantic.
Alright,
for the
talking about
second
baby.
question.
So asking me.
Okay, for the second question. Okay, Mr. Wong, you said that a 22 years old boy can't be dating with a elder woman, right? Okay, it is love. Okay, my first point is it is love. Who said an older woman cannot fall in love with a younger man? After all, love can happen to anyone at any time. Okay, second point, not every woman wants a father figure. As you all said, they don't want a woman like a mother figure. So, at the proposition, I said not every woman want a father figure, right? So, often a man who is older assumes a protective and paternal role, which is a major turn off to many women. Okay, many women like to take care of themselves, speak on their own behalf, and even paying their own way without their help. Okay, my third point will be younger men are more encouraging, charmed by maturity or accomplishments of older women, and tend to admire or appreciate women who are successful, and every woman likes compliments. Let's say she married at she's about 35 and the man is about 36. Okay, assume. Okay, is it he will appreciate his wife by being a successful person? Of course no, because guys have ego, right? They have their own ego.
Excuse me on coming out the statement you just if you talk about egoism, it's not only for guys. It comes to women. Everyone have our own ego, but we just don't show. We just show on the dependent situation, and in some circumstances way. So, in order to put blame on the guys, which is you talk about the ego, I think lots of guys over here you will not admit with the point, even though you're sitting on the proposition. Correct? Okay. Continue, my dear.
Okay, but then, according to research, okay, younger men are more encouraging. They appreciate a lot. Okay, it's good. And younger guys are more open-minded.
Okay.
All right. And women just even elder women also, they want to have a fun. Okay, many older women are young at heart and desire to have some fun, like long drives, party, okay, trekking, and staying out all night and find a willing partner in younger men. All right, and of course, they feel they are much younger, maybe. And another thing is, okay, let's say if they are single, the elder women, okay, maybe they lost their spouses because of death or divorce, okay, so maybe they, and who have been accustomed to having someone to take care of for years and suddenly find themselves with no one to take care for, but themselves finds a good match in younger men. Such men also help to satisfying the mothering instinct in women. Alright? So you can't blame them. Okay, finally, for whatever reason some women prefer men who are younger than themselves, I think it is their own business. Age difference also should not be a criteria to those who mutually respect and enjoy each other's company. If an older woman and a younger man feel comfortable having a relationship, then no one has the right to criticize them. And I have some slides to show.
It's going to be a hard one.
Oui.
Just wait up and
So Shark is going to get married late. He's going to have a young man. That's true. It is, right? Huh? Please about that.
My boyfriend is 50.
You did say, right? Young guys, they give more confidence, energetic. You know, women are young at heart. Saya woman young at heart. Tengok tu dia gaji di speaker, dragon di bawah tu. Aragon. Speaker berapa? Speaker apa saya? Speaker. Cameras was no one can answer. Why is the problem? Question simple. If you permit them to teach guys, why is the problem? Guys 20, the girls 1. Get the question? That's the thing. What makes the difference? Also the same gap. Why? They say,